Hello and welcome to another Workout Wednesday. As always, every Wednesday we post a video about how to train and get massive gains or whatever we're talking about on that specific video. So in this video, we're just going to be doing a really quick video on my chest session, talking about the different tips on how to get the maximum out of your session and why I've chosen to do these specific exercises. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So for the first exercise, we've got an incline barbell bench press. This is going to be focusing on that upper chest area around the clavicular head. That's like the very upper chest of your pectoral. On this exercise, we're trying to load it fairly heavily in the 8 to 10 rep range. Now, I used to do pretty much all of my barbell bench pressing in sort of around 5 or 6 rep range, but I realised I've sort of became a little bit acclimatized to that rep range. So for this program that I've started 2 weeks ago, we've started the session off with an 8 to 10 incline barbell press. So tips for this exercise are the same as the barbell bench press. Try to keep your elbows fairly tucked so it's not too much pain on your shoulder. Just test it out and see what works for you. Another tip that I'd say is make sure that the seat that you're sitting on is slightly inclined rather than being flat. Because obviously your upper body's on an incline, if the seat's not on an incline, it's going to be a lot harder to be stable to press the weight that you're doing. So here I've just put it on a slight incline so that I'm going to be stronger and therefore going to be able to put more tension through that pec. Going to be able to progressively overload it a bit better and therefore get more hypertrophy. Like all exercises, we're going for that slow and controlled eccentric portion of the movement. Try and get as much muscle damage as you can and then really power through that concentric portion, getting a good squeeze throughout the whole motion. So it might be a good idea throughout your training program to sort of vary the amount of incline you're doing, just to make sure you're really targeting that upper chest as much as you can. Also, some people will find it easier on a greater incline than others. So just test it out for you. Some people might just want a 15-degree incline and they might feel it a lot in their upper chest. Some people might want a 45, 60-degree incline, depending on where your sternum sits just naturally.
My head saying no, my body saying yes. My head saying no, my body saying yes. All I want is you. All I want is you. All I want is you.
So next exercise, we've got the flat dumbbell press. So in this program that I run in, I rotate the first and second exercise flat and incline. So on the first session of the week, which is this one, I go for an incline barbell press and then a flat dumbbell press. For the second session of the week, I go for a flat barbell press and then an incline dumbbell press. This is just so that I'm fresh for both of the flat and incline presses, and therefore this means that I can overload in 2 different sessions. I'll track them separately, but it means that I am able to progress on 2 lifts being fresh at the start. For this exercise, I was working in a 10 to 12 rep range, so slightly higher than the first exercise, a little bit more metabolic stress, a little bit lighter load. Third exercise of the chest session, we've got a cable fly. So on this exercise, I'm really aiming to adduct my arm as far as I can across my body. So if you do this now, just put your arm out, bring your arm as far across your body as you can, and you'll feel your chest really squeeze up into a little ball. So this is what I'm trying to achieve here, really get my arms as far across my body as I can, get a big squeeze in the chest. And on this exercise, we're going for a rep range of 12 to 15. So it's really in that metabolic stress rep range where we're going to get a lot of blood to the muscle, a lot of metabolites to get a dirty little pump and therefore some hypertrophic gains in the chest. So for the third exercise, we've got a side lateral raise, dumbbell side lateral raise. Like all of these exercises, if you've got a band at home, you can do them. Incline barbell press, just put the band around your back on the floor, get a little cushion or something to make you incline, then you can press with the band. Same with the flat dumbbell press, and also the cable fly, you can do that with a band as well. If you just attach it to 2 little poles behind you, then you can fly the band just like a cable. So on the exercise, the side lateral raise, we're trying to lead with the pinky finger a little bit, get your elbow as high as you can, and you get a really big contraction in that head of the deltoid. So as you can see here, going for quite a light weight, I'm using 12.5 kilo, and we're doing a rep range of around 12 to 15, but then once I get to 15, because your delts can recover so quickly, because it's a light load and they're quite a small muscle, I really try and drive through failure, so I might just pop out a few partial reps towards the end of the set to get as much of a pump possible in that muscle. So next exercise, we're moving on to the triceps now. We're going for a barbell skull crusher. A bit of an extreme name, and you're not actually aiming to crush your skull in this exercise. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is the bar's coming behind my head. I'm letting my elbows drop back as much as I can to get a really big stretch in that long head of the tricep. So therefore, you're going to get a lot of muscle damage because you got load in that stretch position. Then when I'm coming through, my elbows are coming a little bit forward. Ideally, you want to keep them as far back as you can. Keep the bar behind your eyes, and that will keep the tension onto that tricep. So with this exercise, you can load it quite heavily, but I would be careful. Sometimes it can hurt some people's elbows. So start off light, gradually build it up, and if you feel any pain, just keep it light, go for them higher rep ranges. So here, my rep range is 8 to 10 because I was loading it fairly heavily. I think I've got 40 kilos on this bar, which is fairly heavy for me. So this exercise, you're going to really get some good mechanical tension on that tricep and a lot of tension through the muscle, which leads to some seriously large arms. Final exercise for the triceps, we've got the cable tricep press down. Now once again, you can also do this with a band. If you hook it up to something above you, maybe a tree or a curtain pole, although it might be a little bit unstable, hook the band up and you can do the exact same thing. Just hold both sides of the band, press down and squeeze through the triceps. If you can, keep your elbows as close as you can to you, and this is just going to get a bigger squeeze on the triceps, so you're going to get a little bit more activation and therefore a little bit more gains. So that is it for the chest workout. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment what you want me to do next, and I will surely deliver. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you on 5 Minutes Friday.